Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 48 of Direwolf20 ServerPlay series. I'm making stuff. I have the desire to get something today, however, I'm conflicted. There's something I really want, but part of me is like, I don't think I can have it. It's going to be tricky. I really want to check out what quantum armor is like. It's been so long since I've played with it. And really, the only way to get quantum armor, aside from like all the other semi-challenging stuff that we'd have to do, it's not incredibly hard, but Iridium. That's the challenge. And Iridium gives you a lot of cool upgrades in IC2, but the only place you can get it from is dungeon chests. And my problem is a lot of the world has already been generated, and a lot of the dungeons have already been cleared out. So finding Iridium in dungeon chests is not going to be easy. So I'm going to look around a little bit, see if I can't figure out a good way to track down dungeon chests. I don't know how that's going to work out too well for me. But if I can get a piece of Iridium, then what I can do is start making UU matter. I can get the machines required for that and, you know, a couple other things and start working towards making like a good amount of Iridium. That might be cool. So I think that's what I'm going to work towards. My only concern, like I said, is whether or not I'll be able to find any in the world. So I'll probably spend a little bit of time off camera, flying around the world, and if I can't find any in dungeon chests, I'm gonna chalk that up to having not been part of World Gen originally, and we might have to do something about that. So we'll see. But for now, what I'll do... Where did a creeper come from? Bad direwolf. Oh well. I'm gonna fix this, and then we'll be back. So I found a water dungeon thing, but the chests in here are empty, so I assume I'm not the first one to find it. I'm gonna keep looking. Oh, it's nighttime. Day 4 on my hunt for Iridium. Still not a single sign of a village or a water dungeon or anything that might have dungeon loot in it. So I'm just flying around looking. Hopefully I'm in new terrain. I'm trying to find like villages or something, because going underground to find like dungeons is going to be impossible. Like I can't just go mining and find a dungeon. That's extremely rare. My goal was like fly around, hit up some villages, whatever, right? Literally haven't seen a dungeon yet, or a village or anything. So I'll keep looking. Woot! I found a village. Cross your fingers, guys. There's got to be some Iridium around here somewhere. Iridium, anybody? Any chests at all? Don't troll me and give me a village with not a single chest in it. I don't need your sticks. Really, really bad village. You guys are the worst. Please try harder next time, Village Gen. Village number 2. Even smaller than the last one. Amazingly. I don't even know how that's possible. This is somehow a worse village than the one I just encountered. This poor guy's trapped in his house. Here you go, buddy. I just gave you a way out. Nice. Well, that's a very unhelpful door, isn't it? Wow. These villages, though. Alright, so this village looks a little bit nicer. Do you guys have any chests for me? Hello? Oh man, such a troll. Not cool. I'm getting close to giving up on my search, being totally honest. Okay, I think I found a desert dungeon. How do these things work again? I don't want to go and touch the pressure plate, right? Interesting. Alright guys, found what looks like another village. I think this is the 5th, maybe 6th one I found. I skipped a couple because they were small and I didn't even bother recording. Ooh, doesn't this guy usually have stuff? Dungeon loot? No, nothing. Where's the Iridium? I want Iridium, that's all I want. I'm not asking for a lot here, guys. I'm really not. Like, just one little piece of Iridium would be just an absolute treat for me to have. Let me see, what is this? Stopworm? That's from Pneumatic Craft. Apples. Iridium shard? What are these guys? They're not usable for anything. I don't know what Iridium shards do. Is there a crafting table here? Okay, I don't know. Alright, gonna check out one more village and then probably go home and see if I can't figure out. Maybe these shards go in like a compressor or something. I have no idea. But we're gonna at least investigate this village. Maybe there'll be Iridium here. And maybe not. No chests. Rude. Yet another fail village. Alright, gonna poke around here just another minute or two, and then I'm heading back home. So I will see you guys in a minute. Back at, ooh, here we go. See? More Iridium shards. Nice. Redstone alloy, I'll take that. That stuff's always nice to have. That was far less Iridium shards than I found at the last place, but I'll take it. Alright, I will be back in a minute once I probably head for home. Alright, teleported home. Let's see what we got. So, compressor maybe for Iridium shards? I'll take you out for a minute. Oh, it's doing something. It's clearly doing something. If it's 9 to 1, then I'm short 1 shard. But I'll take it. Yeah, it's 9 to 1. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's cool. So I've got Iridium. Now to work towards machines that can do something with Iridium. So I'm going to put these things away and be back in a minute once I've figured out. I probably want a mass fabricator, right? We're going to want a recycler. And we're going to want a pattern thingy, I think it's called. Yeah. So we'll be back in a minute. Dude, that break block sequence spell is awesome. Clears out a 9x9 in front of me. Loving it. Works beautifully. That was so cool to watch. I just kind of want to do it again. It hurts a little bit towards the end there, but you'll live, probably. Sweet. I just wanted to extend this room out a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. Done and done. Dude. Love and sigh. It is so fun to do stuff with this mod. You guys don't even know. Alright, just want to double check. Not ideal. That'll do. Works for me. Alright, so let's get these machines that we're going to need. So to get started, the first thing we're going to want to get a ton of is scrap. And that's going to be made in the recycler. So let me make one of these. So just dirt, a compressor, iron, back in a second. Alright, I'm thinking eventually I'm going to want this to be on a separate line, but for now we can go ahead and do it. So all we do is drop items in there, same old process as before, right? And you have a, I think it's 1 in 8 chance of producing scrap. So in theory, a stack of cobblestone should get us about 8 scrap. And it's not using a huge amount of EU per tick. It's a pretty small amount that it uses. But we're going to speed it up in about a minute, and that should drastically increase how much EU it makes. So that's step 1. What I think I'd like to do is figure out how I want to store scrap. So what I could have set up is either... So I could do barrels. I guess one thing is, do I have a really good cobble gen system? I don't think the world interaction upgrades are set yet. What do I have that can generate cobble? Like, really fast. Alright, I think I'm changing my mind on where I want this thing to be. If I were to just sneak across here, yeah, this will look good. Not terrible. Yeah. I think I want to actually have the recycling system in this room, because what I'm thinking is underneath this room we'll have a nuclear reactor eventually that will be powering this whole system. So we'll kind of have 2 systems, right? One that's like low power stuff and one that's high power stuff. And the mass fabricator is absolutely going to be a huge amount of power required to get this thing going as good as we can. So this room will be dedicated to that. Also, it's convenient because I can tap right into the wall here and find my cobblestone barrel. I think that's the cobblestone one. One of these has cobble in it. I forget which one. This one is cobblestone, right? So I can run, let's say, item conduits across. So do I have any of those handy? I do. Nice. So we can just tap into this barrel, separate from our main item conduit network, right? So if this is the one that we're looking at, we're probably going to want the recycler here, maybe. And then we can just right across to here, right? And yet a wrench. Insert. Always active. And then what we should be getting is, in theory, cobblestone. You can't pull out of the top, can you? Or out of the side. Sneaky, sneaky. Can we get out of the top? Would that work? Always active? Nice, that'll do. Okay, sweet. So that'll work for now. I will get some facades on this stuff in a bit. But for now, it's pretty okay. Nice, right? And then we just need to hook power into this guy. So this is actually going to be a little bit tricky. Because for now, I'm going to want to tap into this power line. How am I for cables? One of these machines is a metal former. Nice. Okay, so what I'm probably going to want to do is lower this one level. And then we'll run this guy to here. Not ideal because I can see the wires. I kind of want to cover that. So what I could do for the time being is get the painter. That should work. I just have to remember how to make it. So the painter is 3 pieces of wool and iron, and I think we just combine it with any dye. So we should have wool in one of these chests. Cool. And goodness, inventory issues. You know what? I don't need you at the moment. Nor you. Probably not you either. Okay. I'll go with blue. And what's another color dye I can have? I'm going to want another one of these. Do I have... I could go black, just because I have it handy. So black and blue. And as you guys may recall, two different colored... So blue... Okay then, let's try a different color than blue. Let's try red. Two different colors should not connect to each other. There we go, nice. But they will connect to uncolored cables. Cool, nice. So this thing is gonna be good and we're getting power in. Beautiful, okay. That's what I wanna see. Let's get yoink, so I can blink back and forth through here easily. Awesome, right? So that'll be that. Scrap storage, maybe for now. I mean, eventually we're gonna get to the point where we're using more scrap than we're producing. But let's check out what we need to do next. So the next thing we need to do is get a scanner, I believe. So let me craft this. We're going to need reinforced glass, which is advanced alloys. We're going to need illuminator, which doesn't look terrible. I'm going to do most of this crafting off camera. Advanced circuits are not hard to make. Advanced machine casing requires some steel plates, which we've been making lots of. Advanced alloys, which I know how to make, and carbon plates. So that's just going to be a bunch of macerated coal. And I'm going to check and see if this coal is ore dictionaried. If it is, it makes my life a heck of a lot easier. And it is. That's good because it means that I can produce this stuff using this thing. Which, believe it or not, the sag mill is not quite at all faster than the macerator. But I don't have the upgrades installed in the macerator yet. But once we get to that point, it may be faster. Or the macerator will definitely be faster once we get upgrades in there. But I don't have the support for that yet in IC2. But we will get there. Let's get compressing on these guys. Raw carbon mesh in here. I'll let this thing finish. You're still making more steel for me. Cool. Back in a minute. All right, so large amounts of crafting later. And we're making progress towards what we need. By the way, the only way to get steel plates is in the metal former. You cannot use the forge hammer for it. Keep that in mind. Just a little hint. Hintity hint hint. So let's see. One of the things I need to get in order to make progress here is a thermal centrifuge. I'm actually going to get 2 of these advanced machine casings just because I can. I'm going to need the mining laser, which is going to require advanced circuits. I'm going to get 3 of at a random number. No particular reason I wanted 3. And yeah, so 2 redstone, you, and 4. Nice. Mining lasers are cool, but we're not going to use it for this. I have no iron ingots on me. How silly. Dire wolf. I know, I'm a derp. What do you want? Thermal centrifuge. Yes, that's what I want. We're going to hook this guy up. Hopefully he'll be happy on a low power line. We'll find out, though. Can I sneak this in here? That'll do. Does this still blink? It is. Cool. That way I can still have this here, right? Thermal centrifuge will do all right. Okay. What I need is clay dust for one of the things I want to make. We're going to need that thermal centrifuge for all kinds of stuff anyway. But Let's get 4 clay dust, maybe, I think it is. So I guess that's just clay in the macerator. I may be wrong. Is it this in the macerator? I mean, it fits in there, unlike the little pieces of clay, so that's good. I don't know how much EU the thermal centrifuge needs to work. I guess we're going to find out. But hopefully the low power line that I've got on here... Oh, okay, so you get 2 from that, so we're going to need another one of these. That's our hope, is that the low power line will be enough. If not, we're going to have to start building out low power versus medium voltage versus high voltage. I might even put the thermal centrifuge on the other side of the wall. That might not be a terrible idea. We'll have to see. I'll come up with something. There's things and stuff planned. I say that like I actually have a plan. All right, clay dust in the thermal centrifuge is what I was told would make the silicon dioxide that I need. Because I need crystal memory. Silicon dioxide, nothing in the crusher apparently, is the only thing that JEI knows about. So it's supposed to be clay dust in the thermal centrifuge. Let me just get a few more. Maybe it requires more clay dust than I have, and if this doesn't work, I'll have to ask. Back in a second. All right, I'm pretty sure it's a bug, so I'm just gonna give myself a crystal memory. It's obsidian dust, which, I mean, I'll destroy a little obsidian if it makes you guys feel better. See you later, obsidian. And I destroyed the clay that would have been used. I'm thinking that's a bug, but then we should just be able to smelt this and whoop, just IC2 memory crystal. Cool. All right, nice. So we've got that, and now we want to make the scanner, which is going to require a few things here. So let me get those few things, and we'll be right back. Hooray, scanner. Okay, cool. So this is going to require power. I don't know exactly how much. For now, I think what I want to do is drop this in the corner over here. I haven't figured out entirely how I'm going to map out this room, so we'll figure it out as we go. I don't want this actually right next to this dude, but we'll put the scanner down, and he is getting EU, which is cool. Again, not sure how much power it's going to require, but I think what I do now is want to scan the Iridium and store it on the memory crystal. So let's get that Iridium, and it's going to destroy it too, so pay attention. All right, I'm thinking since this room's mostly going to be high-powered stuff, the recycler I don't think can accept high power, but if we put a transformer upgrade in there, it should be okay. And that just requires nothing too expensive. So let's make one of those. I just need some glass on me and I'll be good. Transformer upgrade will make it so that the recycler can accept medium voltage current, right? So that's cool, without exploding, no less. So let's remove these guys. So this is the power coming up, right? These can stay at low voltage. This is gonna be a mess. This is gonna be a huge mess. How am I gonna do this in a way that's not a giant mess? So basically I'm going to want to move this LV transformer, right? And make it basically here, and then we can have gold cable here. So that should cause no explosions, and it should also power the machine above it, no problem, right? So that'll be our low voltage line. Medium voltage. I just noticed how long it was taking to fill up the scanner. I mean, a really long time is how long it was taking to fill up the scanner. And I decided we're going to want a medium voltage line. So you're going to go across to here. And if I take the scrap out of this, no explosions mean we're doing a good job. And no explosions, so we must be doing a good job. And you should be getting power a little bit quicker now, which is nice. And this thing over here should be draining pretty quickly, but that's okay. Let's do this. I don't love this idea, but it should work for now. I don't have my things on me. So we'll color, let's see. So we're gonna want this here. We're gonna make blue, red. Cool. Not the nicest wiring I've ever done, but it should be cool. And these guys should be kicked on now. Nice. How are we doing a net gain or a net loss? It looks like a gain. So that's cool. That means we're generating more power than we're using at the moment. But we're not really running much. We're just running the recycler, and the scanner is not even active at the moment. So let's scan Iridium ore. Cross your fingers that this works. I notice there's a giant client-side lag spike when I do this, but that's fixed in the next version. I just talked to the developers, and hopefully you guys are hearing this, because like right now the game is totally frozen. But yes, the bug with the clay not working is fixed in the next version, and this lag spike is fixed in the next version. So let's come back in a second when it's done being laggy. Okay, so Iridium not going into the scanner is another bug that's also fixed in the next version. We are on a test version of this mod, in case you guys hadn't picked up on that yet. So what we're going to do is continue working towards what we're going to need to get. So I guess the next machine I want then is the mass fab. So let's take a look. Mass fabricator. Doesn't look terrible. 2 advanced machine casings, 2 advanced electronic circuits. Let's get to crafting, and we're also going to need 2 more, so we're going to need 4 in total of those. So yeah, definitely some things to be done. Let's get started working on that. All right, so let's see. I should now have what I need to make this. So you, and lapis dust. Sweet. 10 million EU crystal storage. Awesome. Mass fabricator. Dun, dun, dun. Now, one thing I definitely want to have on me is a lever. So I'm pretty sure this thing will just start draining power. But lever on equals cool. No progress. Nice. Now, what I can do is make an ejector upgrade, which doesn't seem too terrible. Let's make one of these. I may even have some of the stuff. Is it 1 hopper and 2 pistons? Piston, 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 piston. If no piston, then don't worry, we make 2. Out of iron again. Use just a little bit of iron in industrial craft. I don't know if you guys picked up on that or not. So ejector upgrades are cool because it'll make it so that you can auto eject into adjacent things, and that is awesome. Let's put away, for the time being, the dirt and the lapis dust. So what was I missing here? That. Nice. So to configure it, you just right-click on the side of the block. So like that way, I think, is how it'll go. Now if I put you in here, east side. So that's west. So I actually want to right-click on that side. Nice. So he'll auto-eject into here. Cool. Now what I might want to do is something super sneaky, which will be gate-related. We've got an iron and gate in there, but that seems like a waste. Can I make basic gate? You guys should be good for power. Yes, I did run power up here. All right, that'll do. And while I'm waiting on that, let's get a structure pipe. Nice. redstone chipset in. We're going to say AND gate, not that. Cool. So basic gate should be straightforward. We're going to see if we can detect items in the inventory from any side. I'm not sure if it needs to be on a specific side, like maybe the back or the top or whatever, but we'll figure it out. But in theory, it should be very easy now to say inventory empty, emit redstone signal, which is basically what we're going to want to do. So we'll put the structure gate back here. Doesn't matter which side the basic gate is on, unless like there's advanced ones. But we're going to basically say inventory empty. So see how it's saying true? Oh, because I turned off the lever. Derp McDyer. So we're going to say inventory empty, redstone signal on. That goes from this side, right? Cool. So are you detecting inventory empty? So inventory is not empty, right? So if I turn this off, see how it's turning on a redstone signal? So look, it's waiting until there's scrap in the inventory to allow the mass fabricator to run. Cool. So that'll save us on power, and it'll be slow about producing UU matter, right? But as you can see, like it's only going to allow it to run when there's scrap in the inventory. Nice, right? I approve of that. That's very cool. That's a nice way to go about it. All right, so blinking through, I'm gonna grab some of the scrap that I produced earlier. We're gonna pop it in there as a full stack, and you'll notice that, right, boom, it's gonna be allowed to run. And it's gonna keep running, and we're producing 1 millibucket per progress. Holy cow, that's a small amount of UU matter. That's a really small amount of UU matter. I gotta double check if that's a bug. All right, so what I think I'll do is wrap up the episode here. We will come back next time. There's more, a lot more, that I'm going to want to do here. I want to get overclocker upgrades in this recycler to speed the thing up so we can start producing more scrap, so we can start producing more UU matter. 1 millibucket of UU matter per operation is correct, and that's painful. But soon we're going to need the replicator, and hopefully we will update the server between this episode and next so that you guys can see some of the scanning functionality and whatnot. We'll get that going, and then next episode, hopefully we can start making more Iridium, and then we can use the Iridium to make cool stuff. I also want to check out the drill. I know the Iridium drill, which is really fancy looking, is pretty slick. So I wouldn't mind making one of these, definitely. So, and then I'll never have a problem with cobblestone and dirt again. You guys all joke about how like I always use my pick to mine grass blocks. Understand that when I first started playing Minecraft way back in the day, Industrial Craft was like the only tech mod that existed. And the drill from Industrial Craft breaks dirt and cobblestone just fine. So like I never carried around a shovel because I never needed one. And that's just a habit that I've been in throughout my entire Minecraft life. So I'll have a drill again, and I'll be excited. All right, guys, Daryl20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.